This is ABC 7 News at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones.
And I'm Peter Dubois. First tonight, an Aroostook County man has been arrested on an attempted murder charge stemming from a shootout in Stockholm. Authorities were dispatched to 371 Main Street around 6 o'clock Sunday night for a report of gunshots. The caller reported a male had pointed a gun at them as he tried to steal a car and fired multiple rounds towards their home.
When Aroostook County Sheriff's deputies arrived, 24-year-old Michael Barron was waiting in the driveway across the road and allegedly pointed the firearm towards authorities, resulting in Sergeant Nathan Chisholm shooting at Barron. Barron fled back inside the apartment uninjured during the altercation and barricaded himself on the second floor. The residents and surrounding areas were evacuated, prompting the Maine State Police tactical team to be deployed. At 9:42 that night, Barron peacefully surrendered to law enforcement without any further incidents. He was arrested and transported to the Aroostook County Jail. At the time of the incident, Barron was also wanted for burglary and theft of firearms from an investigation in the St. John area. He's being held on charges of attempted murder, aggravated reckless conduct, burglary, and theft. Authorities say the incident is currently under investigation and more charges are pending.
Meanwhile, Old Town police were called to a residence after a woman allegedly threatened to harm her neighbor on Monday morning. Deputy Chief Lee Miller says officers saw 61-year-old Leisha Green holding a knife in her hand while in her apartment. Green was transported to Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center in Bangor for a psychological evaluation. She's being charged with criminal mischief, harassment, disorderly conduct, and causing a police standoff.
The Maine CDC is confirming a case of monkeypox in Penobscot County. It's the second case in the state of Maine. The first was in York County on July 22nd. Now, in a social media post, CDC Director Dr. Neerav Shah said the person in Penobscot County is a male, but no further information is being released to protect the person's privacy. The CDC is working to identify any others who may have been exposed and will make vaccinations available to any close contacts. There are a number of symptoms of monkeypox, including fever and rash. The CDC says the best tips are to avoid skin-to-skin contact with people who have a rash, do not share eating utensils or plates with someone who has it, and wash your hands often with soap and water.
Landing gear problems forced the plane to make an emergency landing at Bangor International Airport this morning. Emergency crews were standing by as the plane came in. The pilot was eventually able to get that landing gear to work, and the plane landed safely.
Rockland police have made multiple arrests in connection to vandalism at a local school. On July 13th, RSU 13 reported extensive damage to an outbuilding and the surrounding property at Oceanside High School in Rockland. Police say the damage included broken windows and derogatory graffiti, including swastikas and racial slurs. After several weeks of investigation, the Rockland Police Department has charged 2 juveniles, as well as 18-year-old Kylie Cochran and 19-year-old Justin Hurley. Each was charged with aggravated criminal mischief. This case is also being reviewed by the Maine Attorney General's office, who reviews all cases involving potential civil rights violations, including those involving hate speech.
Warm weather and an increase in tourism is forcing Stonington to ask nearby towns for extra water. Our Matthew Jurancic explains.
With the continued dry conditions and number of people visiting Stonington, the town is buying thousands of gallons of water to maintain its supply. This comes after the town purchased 64,000 gallons of water, with the expectation that more is going to be bought as the summer gets hotter.
With, the high usage that we face in July and August, and the drought conditions that we seem to be experiencing more from climate change, we've just had to undertake, hauling in water, drinking water.
The same issue forced the town last year to bring in more than 400,000 gallons of water, and there is uncertainty about how many more times additional water will be needed. Meanwhile, the demand is dire. Luckily, homes and businesses in the area have not been impacted so far, but Billings is trying to find alternatives to save them money.
I am trying to find out if there's any, FEMA funds or something that could offset it to save, the ratepayers and taxpayers. But, at this moment, it's business as usual.
As the temperatures only get hotter, Billings suggests a few tips on how people can help conserve water.
Maybe we've been putting out some, things in brochures into their water bills about, changing out toilets, taking quicker showers, some of the low-hanging fruit things, because it all does help.
Reporting from Stonington, Matthew Juroncic, ABC7 and Fox 22.
In light of World Lung Cancer Day, the Maine Lung Cancer Association's Lung Force Initiative released the 2022 Lung Health Barometer. The survey explores attitudes and beliefs surrounding the disease. And as our A.J. Douglas reports, she heard life-saving protections from experts.
The American Lung Association reports that lung cancer is the leading cancer killer. It claims more lives than colon, breast, and prostate cancer combined. Members of the Maine Lung Association say it's time to take the guilt out of the disease.
If you have lungs, there's a chance you can get lung cancer. So on today, World Lung Cancer Day, what we're doing is trying to, raise visibility.
Healthcare professionals encourage everyone to get annual screenings, noting that an early diagnosis could be life-saving.
I think the thing that fools most people is they think they're automatically going to have symptoms as soon as they develop lung cancer, they're going to have a cough or shortness of breath, which isn't the case. Oftentimes, these early-stage lung cancer show no signs or symptoms. So a 5-minute scan can truly save your life.
The 2022 Lung Health Barometer surveyed revealed some mixed results for the state of Maine.
For a long time, Maine has had a high prevalence of lung cancer, that for the population in Maine, the number of people that get lung cancer is actually pretty high. However, we're starting to see that a lot of people that are eligible for screening are getting screened.
The American Lung Association would like to spread awareness to all people, but especially to those who are most vulnerable to the disease.
If you are someone between the ages of 50 and 80, and you have what's considered a 20-pack year history, did you smoke a pack of cigarettes a day for 20 years or some equivalent of that, that lung cancer screening might be something that should be put into your annual healthcare check.
The American Lung Cancer Association also advises people to get their homes tested for an invisible gas called radon, as it could also lead to lung cancer. A.J. Douglas, ABC7, Fox 22.
Maine's biggest lobster festival returns this week for its 75th year in Rockland. The annual seafood festival starts on Wednesday at Harbor Park and runs through Sunday. The festival has brought in people from all over the world since 1947. There will be a seafood cooking contest, the International Crate Race, the coronation of the Maine Sea Goddess, along with endless food options, including 20,000 pounds of lobster. And that's not even the best part, because admission is free this year. For a full list of all the events, vendors, special sessions, and ways to become one of the 1,300 volunteers that make this festival cook, you can visit their website, MaineLobsterFestival.com. Certainly sounds like an amazing time. Love that there's lots of availability to get there all week starting on Wednesday.
And you have to hope that, Mother Nature cooperates, that people, feel free to get out there, enjoy the sunshine, maybe
Right.
not too much heat.
Yeah, we can hope for that.
But certainly a great event to get out to 20,000 pounds of lobster.
Yeah,
Wow.
That sounds like heaven for a lot of people up here,
A
I'm sure.
lot of people for sure. And with a little bit more on what we can expect from Mother Nature, let's turn things over and take a first look at our forecast.
Thank you so much. And our first weather today is brought to you by Kings Mountain RC. Check out our new location on South Main Street in Brewers. So another beautiful day out there today. I know it's beginning of the work week, and weather-wise, we're looking really good. We had just a few passing clouds all across the state, but finally, those rain and thunderstorms have finally moved out, and what moved in are those really warm temperatures. We had some well above average temperatures, close to 87 degrees here in Bangor today. Slightly cooler by the coast, around 83 in Bar Harbor and 81 in Rockland, but in general, most of us had some above average temperatures, so another nice looking day today. Besides the winds, we do have some breezy winds out of the south in general, blowing at around 17 miles an hour in Bar Harbor, 15 in Bangor, so the winds are a little bit on the breezy end, but with those warm temperatures in the upper 80s, it is not doing much. It's still feeling nice out there, but temperatures tonight will continue to cool off into the mid 60s.
Alrighty, we'll be looking for a little more detail on that.
Yep,
a
absolutely.
little while later in the show.
Full forecast coming up soon.
All right. Well, coming up on ABC 7 News at 6, the University of Maine receives funding from the CDC to conduct research on vector-borne diseases.
And law enforcement agencies crack down on speeding as part of a new campaign. We'll have those stories and much more as ABC 7 News at 6 continues.
Looking to haul a new piece of equipment? Homeowners or commercial, Coops Truck and Equipment has the right trailer for you. Coops is the largest dealer of truck flatbeds and hauler bodies in the state and can replace any old rusty bed or outfit any new truck. Our full-service facility can modify all truck and trailers with steel and aluminum fabricators on duty. We are your go-to place for CM truck bodies, H&H trailers, and load trail trailers. For trailers, truck bodies, truck outfitting, and more, it's Coops.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Different how? Aren't we all just looking for the hottest stocks?
Nope. We use diversified strategies to position our clients' portfolios for their long-term goals.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions for you, right?
No, we don't sell commission products. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our clients' best interest.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep. We do better when our clients do better. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Dine on the deck with a delicious view at the Lucerne Inn and Ryan's Pub, now open. Experience outdoor dining at its finest 7 days a week with award-winning dishes from their executive chef, Arturo Montes. Dining on the deck at Ryan's Pub is an unforgettable culinary experience you'll want to share with your family, friends, business partners, or that special someone. Your next visit to the Lucerne Inn will feel like the first all over again.
Think you can't afford college? Think again. Right now, tuition is free at Washington County Community College in Calais for recent high school graduates. So if you graduated from 2020 to 2022, you won't pay anything in tuition or mandatory fees while you pursue a degree or certificate full-time. Whether you're looking for a hands-on education for in-demand careers or want to take courses to transfer to a university, you can do it for free at WCCC. The time to discover your future is now. Learn more at www.wccc.me.edu.
On the Road, broadcasting the news at 6, live from Skowhegan, is sponsored by Goldbrook Mitsubishi, a car dealership like no other, offering new and used Mitsubishi vehicles, also selling and servicing many other different makes and models. Merrill Hyde, Fortier, and Yowney, attorneys at law, representing Maine for more than 100 years, 95 Water Street, Skowhegan. Key Appliance and Computer Improvements, located directly beside each other at 101 Water Street in Skowhegan. We look forward to providing you the very best.
If you've been injured in an accident, tell them you mean business.
Welcome back, everybody. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has awarded $10 million to a multi-state project seeking to create a rare center of excellence in vector-borne disease research. The University of Maine has joined other New England states for this unique project to help reduce the spread of arthropod-transmitted diseases. Now, these diseases are commonly spread by ticks, mosquitoes, and other blood-sucking arthropods. By the way, arthropods are defined as a phylum of invertebrate animals such as insects, arachnids, and crustaceans that have a segmented body and jointed appendages. Now, UMaine will receive around $700,000 in grant funds from the CDC over the next 5 years.
This is the first collaborative research effort that draws in all 6 of the New England states. And I think we've all seen as a result of the COVID pandemic that pathogens really do not respect any sort of borders.
Well, UMaine professor says the project to form the New England Center of Excellence in Vector-Borne Diseases will build a community working to combat these potentially serious illnesses.
The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is running its first ever campaign against speeding. According to the TSA, more than 11,000 people were killed in speeding-related crashes in the U.S. in 2020. In an effort to avoid more accidents, the administration has teamed up with law enforcement to crack down on speeding.
For us here in Maine, we've also seen an increase in overall fatal crashes. We're at 96 people have died in Maine since January 1. Not all of those obviously are speed related, But those increases, lots of times we know that the contributing factor is indeed speed.
In addition to efforts by law enforcement, a series of ad campaigns will remind drivers life will be waiting when you arrive for the next 2 weeks.
Well, something we're all keeping an eye on. A downward trend in gas prices continues as gas prices dropped another 7 cents a gallon over the last week. Now, according to Gas Buddy's survey of more than 1,200 stations around the state, the average price is $4.56 a gallon. That's almost 40 cents a gallon lower than a month ago, but still $1.46 a gallon higher than a year ago. And here's hoping that downward trend continues and that we see an even more notable drop in those prices. Even at what we're paying now on average, it's still hitting people right in the wallet.
Yeah, it's still tough to see, but we love to see the progress that we've had there. So that is all good.
Let's hope it continues.
Yeah, well, we'll still to come on ABC 7 News at 6. Fort Knox hosts an overnight troop of ghost hunters with guests getting the chance to search for paranormal evidence.
And in sports, renovations have begun on Bangor High School's new tennis court project. Well, that story right after the break.
When outdoors, some people like it hot and some people like it cold. However, when indoors, most people like it comfortably warm. Choose a Boderas boiler from McCusick Petroleum Company to provide you with comfortable and efficient heat. They also offer sales and service on many brands of furnaces, boilers, and water heaters. McCusick Petroleum Company delivers oil and LP gas to homes and businesses throughout the Pequot region. If you'd like more information on pricing or service, call or stop by our office in Dover Foxcroft.
Shark Locker and Margaritaville Tequila present Jimmy Buffett and the Coral Reefer Band. Life on the Flip Side Tour 2022 Redux. One night only at Maine Savings Amphitheater, August 2nd. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Don't miss Jimmy Buffett and the Coral Reefer Band, August 2nd. Presented by Margaritaville Tequila and Landshark Lager.
Everyone needs a place to call home, somewhere where they can feel comfortable and be themselves. Finding that home is not always easy. Let RE/MAX at Home take the stress out of it for you. We take a personal approach and try to put ourselves in our clients' shoes and envision them in a home with their friends and their family. Communication, transparency, honesty, and integrity are what we value when interacting with our clients. We like to simplify the process and make it hassle-free. RE/MAX. Don't worry, we've done this a million times.
We're a AAA family.
We found out about AAA insurance through a friend who had actually mentioned it a while ago. We ran the numbers and it totally worked.
We looked at the statement for our previous insurer and then AAA insurance. Definitely, we've seen a huge difference.
Switch to AAA insurance today, and you could save an average of $483 on auto insurance. Compare that to State Farm, Geico, even Allstate. Call now for your free AAA full picture quote to find out how much you could save.
By switching over to AAA insurance, we saved over $450. So with our savings, he bought more equipment.
More money means more practice equipment.
In his world.
Why didn't we do this earlier? Why did it take so long?
We're a AAA family now.
AAA insurance allows us to do so much more with our kids and spend more time with them.
To find out how much you could save by switching to AAA insurance, call 877-209-5384 for your free AAA full picture quote today. You'll be glad you did.
Sign up for You Pick 'em Red Sox at foxbangor.com. Pick who you think is going to win and compete against other fans for prizes.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, Bangor High School has had its current tennis courts since the 1960s. They've undergone plenty of facelifts, but after nearly 60 years of use, those courts are now getting a complete overhaul. After finalizing a bid with Maine Earth, Bangor has broken ground on the project that will include 6 new courts, fully equipped with lights for both school and recreational use. Bangor Athletic Director Steve Van Edestein said he hopes to have all the groundwork done before winter. That's drainage, electrical for the lights, all the gravel. Then they can finalize the project next spring.
I'm hoping this is 2 phases. I think we start this, we finish this in the fall, and then we make sure we get the funding for the rest of it. Next spring, we would hope to put the asphalt down, the post, and then the final touches when the temperature warms up to have a company come in and do the final coat.
Now, depending on the bids for Phase 2, Van Edelstein said he anticipates the total cost to be somewhere north of $1 million. The goal is to have the courts fully operational by next summer, not just for Bangor's teams, but the community as a whole.
When the courts aren't in use, it'll be like Cameron Stadium. We would love to have folks be here and play. And often this was a great place for people to come on the weekends. And I would hope that it would continue with the lights so that they'd be able to be here later. And I would think that we're probably looking at 9 o'clock or so at night.
So once those are done, I'll certainly find myself there. For now, though, let's transition. It's officially August. I'm by no means trying to push summer out the door. I hate that, but football season is basically here, and I know that because on Monday, the 15th annual Maine College Football Kickoff Luncheon was held down at Bowdoin College. Now, this year, we had several new head coaches being introduced, including Matt Coyne, who's ready to take over the head coaching reins at Bates. We also, of course, had Maine head coach Jordan Stevens, who was hired to coach at his alma mater after the departure of Nick Charlton last November. He's had plenty of time to reacclimate to Orono, and now we're just a couple days away from training camp and a little over a month from Maine's September 3rd opener at New Mexico.
It's going to be a great atmosphere for Maine football, for us to go out there and showcase who we are, so we can go out there and compete. So I'm excited. I think it's going to be a great venue for our players and getting down there, and a lot of work to do between now and then.
And while we're talking preseason here, we're a week into Patriots camp, but really up until this point, it's been more or less an extension of the offseason program. That changed on Monday morning with the Patriots practicing in full pads for the first time this summer. Naturally, full gear generally means more of an emphasis on the run game. Most of the reports favored the defense in this aspect, and part of that, according to ESPN's Mike Reese, was due to some dynamic play from Christian Barmore. As for the offense, we all know it's coordinator by committee this year. That story really isn't going to go away anytime soon. But here's what Matt Patricia had to say when asked if there maybe are too many chefs in the offensive kitchen.
I think that we have kind of an established culture here where we all understand there's input that comes across the board. Certainly when, it's a hard decision needs to be made, we're lucky enough that our head coach here is, involved in all aspects of the game and has an expertise above anybody else, really, to be honest with you, in all of those areas. So when we need a push in either direction, we really can rely on him, which is great to help us kind of get through any of those sticky points.
So the 4-second translation of that is "In Bill I Trust." Alrighty, that's sports. Here's Conrad Sapinski with your full 5-day forecast. Conrad?
Your Maine weather today is brought to you by Varney Chevrolet. If you are looking for a new or pre-owned vehicle near Bangor or Augusta, then stop by Varney Chevrolet in Pittsfield, just blocks from Interstate 95. Come see what Varney Value is all about. So let's talk about these temperatures today. Another nice and hot day out there. Temperatures were well above average all across the state. We had close to 90 degrees in Bangor. We came in just shy at an 87-degree reading, 83 in Bar Harbor, 81 in Rockland, and slightly cooler to the north, of course, but all of us had some above average temperatures. It was looking really nice earlier today, but that UV index is still on the higher end for today. So if you're out and about, 15-minute burn time, bring out a hat, sunglasses, sunscreen, definitely get some shade. You do not want to overheat. Another thing I want to mention, definitely stay hydrated. Drink a lot of water because all those hot temperatures and that sunlight really dehydrates people. And those hot temperatures will actually stick around the rest of the week as we slightly cool off into the low to mid 80s tomorrow. Same thing by Wednesday, but look what happens by Thursday. 90 degrees, so it is going to be hot, and then we slightly drop down by the weekend, but still by Sunday, temperatures will be coming close to 90 degrees, so get ready, get those ACs ready, because that heat is here, and it is here to stick around for quite some time, as our temperature outlook does reflect that our pretty much the next 2 weeks in August looks like it's going to be hot for most of the country, besides a couple of the states in the southern part like New Mexico. But in general, most of us in the United States will have some above average temperatures. At least we had a good amount of sunlight today. We had some rain showers yesterday, but now most of these clouds have broken up on the eastern part of the state. And in Bangor, we had some partly to mostly cloudy skies all throughout the day. Our next rain system is this right over here in Canada. Still looks like it's far from our area, but most of that will continue pushing east and it will make it to Bangor by tomorrow. This will be once again more of a scattered rain and thunderstorm event. Will not be anything long lasting, a day or two. This quickly moves out, and then by Wednesday we're looking at nice and clear. But those dew points, though, will actually start to raise after that rain starts to move in, goes up to that sticky to muggy end, which means it will feel a little bit uncomfortable outside the next couple of days. Those winds also are a little bit more on the breezy end as they're blown from the south, anywhere from 5 to 20 miles an hour, especially by the coast. It is a little bit more breezier there, but tonight we'll continue to clear out, mostly clear skies. We'll have temperatures above average into the mid-60s and some areas of dense fog early in the morning hours, and our extended forecast outlook does show a lot clearing by Wednesday and Thursday, and then more chances of showers and thunderstorms by Friday.
So definitely not getting a break from the heat, that's for sure.
No, but good to see we'll have that breeze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
and maybe
thanks.
one day where it's only 81.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
All right, well, there's still more to come after break. Stay with us.
Feel the difference of alpaca apparel from the Blue Alpaca Ranch and Store in Belfast. Stop by their ranch location to interact with these amazing animals and enjoy the beautiful Maine outdoors with your very own alpaca walk. Shop in-store or online today and take advantage of their free nationwide shipping. With their incredible selection of socks, sweaters, hats, and more, experience the unique qualities that alpaca fiber brings with the Blue Alpaca. Feel the difference.
I'm 82 years old and I have collapsed arches, which means the first thing that hits the ground is the bone in my arch. I came to Comfort Shoes 4 years ago because I couldn't walk without pain. And she spent so much time on my feet getting the right shoe, and we finally found the right pair. Once you made these orthotics for me, I have no pain. These are so comfortable. I have no discomfort. I feel like I could go running, and I thank you and Comfort Shoes for that.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, no matter how big or small, depend on Hammond Lumber Company for the products and services you need. The knowledgeable staff at Hammond Lumber will be with you every step of the way and keep your project on schedule. From free estimating and project planning to design and drafting services, an extensive product inventory with a wide variety of brands to choose from, and of course, Hammond delivers from any of the locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
If you're thinking about fireworks for your special event, stop worrying about the cost and results. That's because Central Maine Pyrotechnics professional fireworks displays bring the best showmanship and value anywhere. For weddings, holidays, family reunions, birthdays, corporate events, town celebrations, festivals, and fairs, Central Maine Pyrotechnics has a fireworks display that will work for you. Just call 623-9285 and like us on Facebook for the best showmanship and value in fireworks displays, Central Maine Pyrotechnics.
Harris's Harborside Takeout, located on the waterfront at the Harbor Park and Marina in Ellsworth, offers hot dogs, hamburgers, lobster rolls, sandwiches, and wraps. Top off your meal with a delicious scoop of Gifford's ice cream. Harris's Harborside Takeout, 413 Water Street, Ellsworth.
This week, the deadly flash floods and historic rainfall, plus the monkeypox outbreak. Is it too late to contain the surge? More Americans turn to World News Tonight with David Muir, the most watched program on all of television.
Finally tonight, Fort Knox hosted an overnight troop of ghost hunters Friday night. Emma Smith has details.
As the sun set over the Penobscot River, a tour was just beginning. The organization Ghost Hunts USA hosted the event, which provided guests the opportunity to search for evidence of the paranormal within Fort Knox. It's a little past 11 p.m. here at Fort Knox, where I am accompanied with the organization Ghost Hunts USA and guests who are trying to catch evidence of the paranormal using special technology. Guests were instructed on the latest technology used by paranormal investigators to find evidence. Equipment like EMF readers, spirit boxes, motion sensor light devices, and more up for grabs. Staff member Drew Babineau explained that some of the sensors guests used can recognize movement through antennas intended to read certain frequencies and electromagnetic fields. He also explained that spirits are able to manipulate these sensors. Babineau detailed previous experiences at the fort that he was most excited about.
There was myself over actually in Longstep Alley, and then we had another stop that was actually down in B-Batter, so two opposite sides of the fort. We actually heard cannons going off. B-Batter, we were doing Phasma Box sessions in there, and they were hearing French. It was speaking French, and we've never heard it speak French before. It always speaks English. So
do that again. There you go.
You're almost there.
You just said pardon.
Good job.
Can you turn that flashlight back on for us? Thank you.
Ghost Hunts USA is hosting more ghost hunts at Fort Knox and other locations this month and next. To learn more, head to foxbangor.com. For ABC7 and Fox 22, I'm Emma Smith.
Gotta love that creepy night vision.
Oh my gosh, yeah, way to capture that.
Yeah.
Really, it captures the freakiness of being in there. I've been there myself, and it's certainly an experience.
That is a brave woman right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
All righty, folks. Good night.
Good night, everyone.